Okay, recording this video after close of trade Monday, the 10th of January 2011, and 1258 was kind of the magic number today, kind of held again. Just looking at this chart again, this is better X trend, this trailing stop based on exhaustion volume. You can see on the daily chart this level of 1258 is kind of critical. We bounced off it on Friday, bounced off it on Monday. If we look at a longer term chart, the 4,500 tip bar chart, you can see this is Friday's activity, and we came in and bounced off with a flush signal here down at 58. And then the first time we kind of came into it today, Monday morning, again 58. You can see the professionals come in here, cyclical support area, bullish divergence, and the amount of selling that was going on was enough to kind of basically chase out all the sellers and see that we had a rally for the rest of the day. Not terribly convincing if I go to a higher time frame chart. This is the 40,500 tip bar chart. The rally today was, we only reached kind of the highs or the kind of the closing highs that we saw on Friday, and we're coming up to a cyclical turning point probably sometime tomorrow here, so it's kind of critical that we make it through there. So I'll be looking at that kind of early on in the day. If we don't, kind of crack a great deal higher, then it looks like we'll kind of head down to 58 and test again. So that's kind of what I'm going to play tomorrow. In terms of today's trades, the chart or the trade I'm going to just tack on to the end of this video is based on this 1500 tip bar chart, this entry point here kind of later in the day. We'd had the kind of morning sell-off here, and we'd had exhaustion selling and the low caught at 58, and then we came back in to test. What we tested once with a flush signal here at about 59, and then we came back in again just under 60 and kind of tested a third time here at again flush signal here, Rambo pattern, which was suggesting that the amateurs were leading this breakdown. And then as soon as we have, if I just expand this a little bit, as soon as we have a professional bar kind of coming in after a Rambo pattern like this, and then we kind of break quickly above the high, that to me suggests that there's kind of professionals taking advantage of this kind of false breakout down at 59. And then a good entry a couple of bars later, where we're kind of testing this level again with an amateur bar, and a third time with an amateur down bar. And when the highs of those amateur bars are taken out, you can see that those are kind of good low risk entry points for a trade to the upside. So I'll just tag on this trade that I took. I ended up just taking 2 points on this trade, got out way too early. Got out when I saw kind of exhaustion buying and professionals kind of coming in here at 64, but the move was good for another few points and kind of marked a good low risk entry point for the rest of the day. So there we go, that's just what I'm looking at tomorrow. 1258 is still going to be key. I'm just wondering how much we're going to run to the upside tomorrow before maybe potentially testing 1258 again. Anyway, hope your trading went well today. Okay, just got long at 1262 even. Just had to wait for this next kind of cyclical turn on the 4500 tip bar chart. Kind of came in, found lows at 58, and now we've kind of come back and found lows at 1260. We've got kind of bullish divergence here, and the professional blue bars have come in on the 1500 tip bar chart as we make these lows. We've got flush signals here. The reason for getting in at 62 is we just had this push down. You can see it, amateur bar, 500 tip bar chart kind of pushing back into 62, and that's a test after kind of bullish divergence and exhaustion selling on the downside. And this little blue bar that just kind of came in just at 62 for me is kind of jumping the creek, kind of just waiting to get going. So really I need a nice kind of break above 62 to 62.5 to give me kind of real confidence that that we got kind of a trend move underway. And if that's the case, we're going to break above kind of a cyclical resistance level kind of up here between just under 63. So that might kind of give way to a fairly strong trend if that's what kind of plays out. So anyway, long at 62 even. Okay, just a few minutes later, and this trade's starting to move in my favor. We're up at 64, which is kind of nice, 2 points up, and we're kind of starting to break through these cyclical resistance levels here. You can see up at 64 we've got one on the 500 tip bar chart and one now on the 1500 tip bar chart. This little move again kind of in the last couple of bars, amateur down bar kind of moving in here, bullish divergence, and that's again another test. You can see it kind of here on the 1500 tip bar chart. We were coming into a little bit of resistance. We spent a few bars kind of just testing to the downside, and then when the amateurs kind of got involved, as soon as the highs of those amateur bars was taken out, you kind of get a little bit of confidence that this move's going to run a little bit further. So having said that, we've got a professional blue bar kind of coming in on the 500 tip bar chart. Hoping now that kind of the target for the upside is when we get a cyclical cross on the 4500 tip bar chart, but I'm not going to be greedy on this trade. I'm up 4 for the day already, but I could see us going to 65, maybe 66, just a fraction above kind of the previous high point. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just see where this goes. We need to solidly break 64 to see where it goes next. Okay, I just came out at 64, just finding some resistance up here. We've got professional blue bars kind of come in up at 64.5, 1500 tip bar chart, same thing, and on the 4500 tip bar chart here. I'm just finding it difficult to kind of get through. We've had exhaustion buying on the 500 tip bar chart. So that's good enough for me.